Good morning. Happy Friday. Today, we're going to talk about the WNBA Top Shot more than Dapper has this entire year. We're going to talk about NFL All Day's AMA and then the announcement of the announcement of the announcement, the Dwight Schrute of NBA Top Shot.
Well, the Top Shot streets are a dangerous place, so you better tune in to a credible face like this one. Yeah, this one. And you know he's not alone, and they're coming in hot. We got a Lake so Stan and a guy who really likes baseball. I don't know why he likes baseball.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. We got some fun stuff today. Let's see who we got here. Fenny, Nicky's here, Rowdy Rod, Borland, We the People, Matic, Otto, Kevin's here, Eagle Putt, Affet, Nico, the Common Man's here, Adam, Stub, the Rhino, Jump Shooty, Snoops, Airplane Mode, Daniel Loves to the House, Tommy Welch, J Bus is here, Blaze finally out of jury duty, Artemis is here, Regulator, Nine's in the house, Snoopaloop, Damon's here, BD, Mac Attack, JC Dynasty, Bad Hair. I hope, listen, I bet it's good hair today, Bad Hair. Good to see everyone here this morning. If you haven't liked the stream, go ahead and do that. Like the stream. I'm going to talk about the show that's coming up on Tuesday, 2 different times. So if you're here early, I'm sorry, you're going to hear about it again at the end, but I'm just going to pump it up a little bit. Just a reminder, this coming Tuesday from noon to 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be talking hoops the entire time. No breaks, baby. No breaks. We've got a bunch of fun different guests. I'm actually just going to share screen. We're going to go over it quickly. Ready? So this is some fun stuff that we've got coming at you. We got Katie Hendel from Basketball Feelings, who I'm very excited, or Heindel, excuse me, to talk with. Samus Fondiari from the No Dunks. From Light Years Pod. Skeets and Trey from the Top Shot Hot Boys. Eddie Ricari and Shady. We got Harrison Fagan in the house from SB Nation. Tyler Parker from The Ringer. Molly Morrison from Twitter fame. We've got Josh Gondelman, who, do you guys know Josh Gondelman? Are you comedy friendly enough to know Gondelman? I'll show you what Gondelman looks like over here, just so you know who we're talking about. Josh Gondelman, who's a comic from Boston originally, lives in New York, former writer for Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, and the head writer and executive producer for Desus and Mero, but more importantly, from Celtics fandom fame. Very excited to talk to Josh. Sean Hyken from the Rose Garden Report. We got Casey Kiernan from AM Hoops. Then LG and Phil from the First Minute are going to come on to do a little deal or no deal and give away some packs, even a premium one MGLE pack, a Series 1, excuse me. And then the 89 Cavs returns, baby. The 89 Cavs returns. So we've got a lot of good stuff coming at you. Real quick, this is what I was thinking we could do for today is we'll talk a little bit about Top Shot up top. Then we're going to talk last night's football game, the AMA as well from yesterday, just in case people missed Noah, the what do they call him? The economy lead over at NFL All Day. We'll kind of recap some of the stuff that happened over there. And then we're going to go back to Top Shot towards the end because we'll just take a look at the dynamic duos because some new ones were dropped into the community account. And as we get going, do me a favor, click all the links in the show notes, okay? If you guys haven't signed up for So Rare yet, please do so. Even if you're not going to mess around with it, if you sign up now, and then when you buy your first pack of 5, you're going to get a free card. You'll get a free card with it. Even if you don't want to buy anything, just sign up and create an account just in case you get into it. It makes us look good, and they'll want to keep working with us, so I appreciate if you do that. I'll actually drop a link into the chat, even though it's already in the show notes, and I made it so easy for you. If you guys aren't in the Discord, there's a link to join there. So get in there. I've realized that link was expired for a little bit, so I added a new one. What else we got? What else we got in there? Sign up for playback, and if you're not a VIP, do so, because we are gonna have. We're gonna have some pretty good giveaways for Tuesday. Some are gonna be Top Shot related. So please, if you're not, it also gets you into the. I shouldn't say so, please. I don't care if you don't do it. It'll get you into some Discord channels as well. Can we buy packs yet? How much are the packs? So this is what I can tell you. I have a meeting today, and then hopefully I'll have some more information. All I know is it is going to be ready to cook on Tuesday. So Tuesday will have its first game. So excited to see what it's going to look like. God, the Ember's so good. But let's talk about Top Shot just for a second. So they two announcements came out yesterday. The first being the WNBA Top Shot. The leaderboards came out, or the leaderboards have been out, but they took the snapshot. They announced the top 150, and then didn't talk. That was kind of it. That was the announcement. And then immediately after that, I think almost maybe an hour, not even, they announced that they have another announcement coming on Monday. So they announced the roadmap is coming on Monday, the day before. And that's fine. I mean, you know what? I will say, like, it is kind of funny to laugh at it. It's funny to be like, announcement of an announcement of an announcement of an announcement. It is kind of fun to goof around with that. However, if they didn't post that, then on Friday, people would have been like, dude, are we seriously going into the year without a roadmap? So I totally understand that no matter what they would have done there, we would have made fun of them. But who cares? We're still going to make fun of them. No, I'm going to have more info for you coming up. I'm going to have more info for you coming up. The WNBA Top Shot thing was kind of interesting. I would love to know their thought process with the leaderboards and snapshots. And I went back and checked because it felt like it came out of nowhere, even though they did tell us it was going to happen by the end of October. I think they said the first reward was going to come out before the end of October. And I thought that was yeah, so that's good. They did hit that checkpoint. I thought it was kind of interesting that they announced it in a blog on July 22nd or the 26th, and then there was nothing about it ever since. Like, there was no other talk about it ever since. And then the second that announcement came out, they then like immediately threw another announcement on top of it, like, hey, the roadmap's coming. It just makes me wonder. It makes me wonder if they give a shit about the WNBA or WNBA Top Shot. And maybe they're looking at their numbers and they're like, hey, there's not enough engagement. There's not enough interest right now. We're seeing that there's, the season's over. But it is a little surprising that you would just put an announcement on top of an announcement so that no one talks about it. Like, immediately after that, no one talked about it. And then to have no real conversation around it for the 3 months leading up to it, and then to not say anything about the legendary drop coming. Now, maybe we get some more news about it in the announcement of the announcement when we get the roadmap on Monday. And then maybe all those questions will be answered. It was just something that I would imagine, I don't know, maybe if you're so deep into the WNBA Top Shot streets, you don't even care, right? Like, you love it anyway, so you don't even care that the announcement of the or like that they immediately like news dumped on top of it so no one would talk about it. Maybe you don't care. I just thought, like, structurally that seemed weird to do it in the manner that they did. Even if you did it on on Wednesday, right, and give it its own day. I don't know. Whatever. I'm just being nitpicky. I just thought that was kind of interesting to immediately. I don't know. It almost feels like they don't want people talking about it. And then I went and looked at the WNBA Top Shot Twitter, and they just have the one tweet saying like, "Hey, 150 snapshot taken, done." Where NBA Top Shot was out there retweeting every employee that tweeted out like, "Roadmap, handshake, Monday, info, alpha, get excited." The one that I don't think they retweeted, which made me laugh a little bit. Let me see if they. I wanted to see if they retweeted Janie's, only because I thought Janie's was kind of funny. Let's just see if they retweeted. I wanted to see if they like publicly would actually no, they didn't. Okay, so they just retweeted Jacob. Is that what it was? Jacob in the Dapper Labs community. Because Janie's was just like, yeah, 90 days late. And I just like, all right, cool. J Bus, you said demand. That could be spoken about NBA Top Shot as well, if we're being honest. People don't follow. Dude, J Bus, dude, I gotta tell you, it feels like you have a real boner for just being against the WNBA, which, I don't know I feel like that's a therapy thing. You know what I'm saying? Like we talked to somebody about that, just to be like, hey, why do I get so hard about dunking on the WNBA? What is it about my wiener that gets erect when I say that we don't like a thing? You know, I don't know. It's worth talking about it because I think that is like your sixth comment about it already. But anyways, good stuff. Good stuff. I just think, and even if you don't care, I think it's worth like thinking about how the stuff was rolled out yesterday because there it is. Buy Series 1 TSD, says Rad Dad. They're cheap enough that nobody can complain if they're using Challenge Series 4. There we go. So Rad Dad pumping his bags early in the morning after his weightlifting. Oh man, stats, homeboy. You big into stats, data analytics? Yeah. Should we go to crashing the glass? Crashing the glass. Adam said, I just walked into something weird. Wiener talk. It's only as weird as you make it, It's only as weird as you make it. If we're all into the same thing, there's nothing weird about it, right? It's the predetermined stuff. It's the stuff it's the baggage you bring in that makes it weird if we think about it. All right. I think that's enough of not enough wiener talk, but enough NBA, WNBA stuff right now. We'll look at the you guys want a mental health check? We can give you one. We'll give you a mental health check. And then we'll talk some NFL all day just for a hot second. But I'm just not going to do it, guys. And it feels good to not cave to the chat because I am the boss. Like I said earlier, I'm in charge today. I am in charge. You can't tell me what to do. All right, so on StreamYard, right? I get to see the comments. So if it gets deleted or edited, I don't actually see it. So there's part of me that hopes J Bus deleted this already. But ever seen someone wear a Lisa Leslie jersey on the streets? I would. All right, J Bus, go ahead. Go. You should wear it. You should wear a Lisa. If you said you would, I want you to get a Lisa Leslie jersey. I want you to go out onto the streets. I want you to take a picture. And then I want you to send it to me. And I tell you what, if you do this, I will then buy you a Lisa Leslie run it back. All right. So if you go do it, I will absolutely hit you up with that. All right. We're going to have some fun this morning because you guys I don't know if you can hear the construction that's happening right now, but we're going to do a little inception. We're going to see what's going on. I want to see if I can show you guys without it being weird here. Let me see if I can get in the studio. Can you guys hear that in the background? Because they are just straight up sawing bricks right now, right outside the apartment. Like right outside the apartment. Let's see if we can get it and enter the studio. All right, I'm going to mute this mic. There we go. Can you guys see that? All right. It's not going to work. I was hopeful that was going to be better, but instead it was like, roar, 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 roar. And then with the screen, you couldn't really tell it. But yeah, there was just a cloud of dust. There's just straight up construction happening right outside. And I'm not kidding you. It's sawing bricks. That's what I can see, a guy with the saw and bricks. Dustin says, I have tons of W moments, but I feel, yeah, I totally agree. I think it's fine to dislike it. Exactly. I don't like the MLS. I like soccer. I don't really want to watch the MLS. What I do think is, but I think when we're like, oh, we shouldn't even talk about it. I don't know. Saw on the roadmap. There you go. All right. This is what I wanted. Let's pivot to football for a second. Last night's game was garbage. I'm so tired of this Thursday night bullshit. I tweeted out that I'm like happy. It feels like the NBA, this is their marketing ploy. They were like, hey, what if we just put on garbage games 2 weeks before the NBA season starts? And then it's like, hey, guess what? You don't have to watch this next week because holy shit. And it was to the point, right, where they're like, oh, next week we got Saints and Cardinals. That's going to be high scoring. In what world? Both of those teams have been ass. So I can't wait for basketball. I cannot wait for basketball. But that's not even the thing that I was the most pissed off about last night. I'm going to find this and then share it with you guys. And we're going to watch it together. And I normally don't do this because listen, comedy is subjective. It's hard to be funny on the internet. It's hard to be funny in real life, especially when you're Like, that's your job. When your job is to be funny, it is like tricky sometimes to make it happen. I normally don't want to dunk on this stuff because it's just not, again, I understand the degree of difficulty. This was one of the worst fucking things I've ever seen. And it hurt me because I like the person who is in it, who is the host of it. But it was everything I hate about everything, all in like 2 minutes. It was so bad. I hope people already know what I'm about to share. I hope you already know. But I think it was around halftime. I didn't even know this was a show. I didn't even know it was a show, but it's called the Pylon, I believe. I believe it is called a Pylon, okay? So we are going to share this thing. Let's watch it in full screen, and you guys should be able to hear the volume. If you can't, let me know.
Then there's Kyler Murray, who showed up to Sunday's contest dressed like he had just done mocap for an animated film about the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. This suit answers the question, what if Hillary Clinton's favorite outfit put on the mask? And what's this? A whole new platoon of rookies just got called up, and I guess they might become household names, despite the fact that I don't care for most of their names at all. Skyler, Kyler, Bailey, Zappy. Those last two are the same guy. Who is naming these children? The interns at the CW? Back in my day, we had quarterbacks named Dan, John, Boomer. Oh, gull darn it. Bailey Zappy is going to make fun of me on TikTok for saying boomer, isn't he? Isn't he? I mean, what even is a Zach Wilson? The Jets had Broadway Joe, and now they have Zach's Fifth Avenue. And by that, I mean, I'm just here to look around. I'm not sure I want to buy anything yet. A couple more wins. Maybe I'll try something on, but nothing expensive. I don't want to regret it. And you know what? Yeah, forget it. This whole thing seems like a scam. And most of that metaphor worked.
This sucks so bad. It sucks so bad. And there's so many reasons it sucks, right? There's so many different reasons why that's garbage. And it's just like, and people were talking about the teleprompter, man. I don't even care about the teleprompter. Like, it's really hard to memorize like a full thing like that. And most of those shows have that. But like, you're telling me we're doing Zach Wilson jokes and there's no opportunity to make anything about the mom stuff, right? Like, that was so bad. And I don't even blame Taran Killam. Again, I really like Taran Killam. I think that it is really hard to do like a broad comedy show like that, where it's like, oh, we'll just do jokes about football. That's not how it works. It's just not how it works. And like, who's in that writer's room? Who's in that writer's room? Where was that packet? That packet should have come across my desk. That was so bad. It made me uncomfortable. It really did. It's like Talk Soup, and I like Jill McHale, and like Talk Soup, you've got a little bit more room for, like, you're just talking about pop culture. It's easier to dunk on. This is just like, you just made fun of names for 2 minutes. And not only did you make fun of names for 2 minutes, like that was the joke. Then you had this weird boomer thing, which, like, who the fuck do you think is watching this show? You make this weird boomer joke. That's the clip. That's what they cut out of the show. That's like the promo. That's the best stuff they have, is 2 minutes on a name game. Like, it's the first week of college. We're all meeting people for, like, oh my God. That was so bad. That was so bad. It really hurt. What is the Zach Wilson was a joke? That was the joke. It was so bad. It was so bad. Oh, it bummed me out, man. It really did. It bummed me out. And it hurt my feelings. It hurt my feelings that was the best that they could do. And like, even for Taran Killam, I'm like, man, you're better than that, dude. Taran Killam is very funny. Oh, and I don't blame just him. I blame the director. I blame the writer's room. That was like, whatever. I normally don't do this. I normally don't dunk on shows that are comedy shows that aren't being funny, because I know the degree of difficulty is very, very tough. But holy hell. Whew. Anyways, all right, let's keep moving. So last night's game we had a fun little challenge that looks like it pumped up a little bit. I'm going to share screen right now. And I'll be honest, guys, we could have a bigger picture conversation around this. But here we go. So low ask right now is $64, I believe. It's going to cost me $54 because I don't have my Marcus Brunell. So you got Mark Brunell, Demir Bird, Andy Dalton, and David Montgomery, the best ways to do this. I know there was some like conversation around the quarterback thing, right? Like why not use an actual quarterback? But I like the one who played the game. I know there was some like frustration with that. I'm at the point now I'm at the point now where I think, which I think is a healthy point, where, and I just don't think we need to do all the challenges. Like if I like this week, I think I got up to 70 yards and I like had a great time with it. And if I can get up to 100, dope. I'm gonna do it. But I don't think I'm gonna spend like money on it. You know, maybe I'll revisit that on Monday when like the Monday night challenge and the end of the week challenge hit. But I just don't think I'm gonna go ahead and fire off of that. Dustin says, Mike, this is Web3 for comedy. You're supposed to laugh at how bad it is. It was all ironic. Oh, gross though. Gross. Yeah, Rad Dad. So Rad Dad had a parlay where it was like both teams under 19.5 points, I think, which both of those hit. It was a Brian Robinson touchdown, and I think it was supposed to be a Darnell Mooney touchdown. And so that like catch down to the one where Mooney gets tackled, that would have been huge for him. Would have been huge. So that sucks. People shouldn't get all riled up for the 15-yard challenge. Yeah, I agree. I agree, but you know what though? We can like pivot to the AMA a little bit. So I don't know how many of you tuned into the AMA yesterday, but Noah, the all-day lead, had like a full hour conversation, took some questions from the community that I think were planned ahead of time, and then a few jumped on at the end. And you know, I thought that like I actually, before I get into it, I'd be curious for those who like listened, what were your initial takeaways from it? Like, did that make you feel better? Did it make you feel worse? Did you feel like things were addressed? Did you feel like it was just yapping? And again, I know, yeah, Regulator said missed it. Thanks for the recap. Yeah, I'll definitely talk about it a little bit more. Stan said was talking too fast, was hard to follow. I thought he shared a lot of a lot of the stuff he shared made me feel good. It did feel like, hey, he was talking to 400 people. I get it if he was a little nervous. And that's what it sounded like. It did sound like they were moving through it a little quickly. But yeah, I'd be curious what other people's thoughts were on it before I kind of launch into the recap and what I thought about it. Ember Mugs, baby. Give me a promo code, Ember Mugs. I'm ready to represent the Ember Bros. Maybe we need a separate Discord there. I feel about the same. Still worried about how they're getting new users. Yeah. Will, I think it's funny. I think that is like, that's the thought on everybody's mind, right? And no matter how they address supply, how they address rollout, how they address like hashtag utility, all of those things, nothing really like changes aggressively until new users come in. And I think a lot of us assumed, hey, once the season starts, man, new users start rolling in. Once people see how hot and heavy this is. But as TJ said when he came on the show on Wednesday, I think this is like way in the future. Like I think we have a little bit before it becomes like a real sex appeal, you know? So what's kind of nice about the playbook is that it gives us something to do. Like it's fun. And I like that. It's like, oh, well, you know what? Maybe stuff's going down a little bit. That's interesting. Borlandson didn't change much, but repeatedly blaming the users for the market and not taking much ownership from their end was odd to me. Yeah, I think blaming the users for the market was a little. That wasn't the takeaway I got. I didn't feel like they were blaming them. That's it. That's interesting that was the takeaway. I didn't really feel like that. Let me catch up though. Love most of what he said. Main thing he said, they pivoted AIM from Series 1 to reduce projected to supply. No reason they won't do it in Series 2. Yeah, so that was one of the things that stood out to me is they sounded like they were going to slow down the amount of drops that we were having. They were both going to slow down the amount of drops and the amount of moments released in drops, and I thought that was good. Limsey says didn't really change anything. It seems like sets won't matter much. Feels like they just hit the same wall that Top Shot did in Series 2. Artemis, dude. Artemis, you were taking victory laps already. What happened? Artemis, you can't. Artemis, you can't fall down. You can't drop to your knees here, Artemis, and just take the sword, all right? Because we believed in you, man. We believed in you, Artemis. You said there's no way. There's no way. It's only been a couple months. Rasmus says it was a difficult balancing act for him. He needed to be very careful not to impact the market. I would have been displeased if I was a whale that had invested a lot in Legos. Yeah, it's true. Just trying to have some fun with the ship sinks. I like what you said on Top Shot Tank. Top Shot's biggest threat is Top Shot, not so rare. Yeah, I think that's the same for all of these things. He also said burning a rare is coming, right? So that we did know that. Yeah, it took victory laps and took profit. There you go, Artemis. Big brain. Yeah, so let's do some of the quick hits, and I'll talk about some of the things that that I found helpful. Oh, Matic Auto, let's go. Welcome to the VIP, baby. If you haven't joined the VIP, you got to freaking do that, and then sync your settings in the Discord so you can get all that sweet, sweet Discord alpha. But thanks for being here. The first mint did like a fun little recap, so I'm going to be working off that as my roadmap for this breakdown. But they did talk about Playbook being onboarding experience for the new users, right? And I mean, I thought that was clear as day, right? And that's why you can tell by the adjustments they've made recently, which we've talked about ad nauseum at this point, about making making there be some opportunities without owning a lot of moments, like doing the pick'ems, which I thought was a lot of fun. And that's easy to understand for new users. Being able to accomplish some of the goals without having to burn moments is like a really nice nod to new users. This makes a ton of sense to me. Like, hey, you just got here. Here's a fun game you can play as you go along. I think the problem is like when we talk about the playbook and it being used as new users, if only existing users are playing the game and not a lot of new users are coming, then it's probably going to be tough for the existing users, right? But it's also in the same breath, right? It's also hard to be like to create something that is good for onboarding new users, but like is not ready to go when the new users get here. So it's kind of a catch-22 in that weird sense, but I don't know. I thought that I mean, it was good that they said that. I think they're seeing that there's an uptake in participation, especially with the with what they've seen from the pick'ems. I remember them talking about that, and then planning to adjust the rewards. I also thought they like really hammered home. Excuse me. They really hammered home that they want this to both be gamification and collectibles, which was nice that they said that because it makes me think that they have a vision for how they're going to do that. I think like if you're being a little skeptical, you're like, can you do both? Like, should you just be leaning into one over the other? Wait, Strictly Sports says, wait, there's Discord stuff for VIPs. Yeah, if you're in the Discord, we put a lot of the stuff behind the paywall. So the VIPs have access to the NBA Top Shot content, the NFL All Day content, some so rare stuff. There's only a couple of channels if you are just a gen pop, you know. What else do we have? They were discussing adding moments for players already on the platform. They want to introduce moments in a way that adds value, prefer to add new moments and crafting experiences. So clearly they said they were going to lean into burning a little bit more. I think the CD Lamb was relatively successful. I saw people sharing like the prices of the CD Lambs, right? How like there's less of Series 2. Let's actually do that right now. We'll go over to NFL All Day. Let's go over to the marketplace and we can look at the CD Lamb now that they are the crafting ones on the market. But I saw some people like tweeting out and kind of getting frustrated because here we go. So he's got two rares, right? This one out of $11.99 is $195, and this one out of $514 is $193. So I think like if you if you're new, you're like, oh man, this series 2 should definitely be worth more, right? And this is the same old question we've had in Top Shot. And so for you people who are like, oh, All Day is very different, stop comparing it to Top Shot. Here's the thing. They're going to keep making CD Lamb rares, right? They're going to keep making them. So you're going to get a Series 3 CD Lamb rare. You're going to get a Series 4 CD Lamb rare. And what differentiates the rares, right? What makes it? And so, like, even though, yes, there's like half the supply for Series 2, you like, how does that differentiate from the Series 1 except for having less of them? So, like, when you're sitting there putting values on it, you're like, yeah, well, Series 1 is kind of first. It's the first one, right? So I think that's how people are approaching it. Because even though it is out of $11.99, we can actually see that it's not out of $11.99, right? It's actually out of 600, right? 600. I can't do the math real quick, but it's actually out of 600. So it's a little bit closer than we think. But I think when you look at it, that's why, yeah, it would be higher with a stupid burn badge, maybe. But I don't know. Would you rather have Series 2 out of 514 or Series 1 out of like 620? You know, like it like does it matter? I don't know. Maybe it makes sense that they're right around the same price if they're out of the same mint. So yeah, it was funny to see people start losing their mind. I'm like, nah, bro. Welcome to the greatest show. What else do we have here from there? They're discussing why the market's been steady since week 1. Need to do a better job of communication. Want to complete confidence for collectors. I don't know. None of that really moved the needle. I saw someone share something that was like, John Boy Beats. What was it? Will said, best quote from the AMA was John Boy Beats saying, you can't make the market go up, but you can certainly make it go down. Yeah. And I mean, I think that is like the real takeaway. And that kind of talks to Borland's point a little bit, where Borland was like, they kept blaming the users for the market go down, which, like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I go back and forth. Like, there is definitely some user issues with this, but it's definitely not the user's fault for market dipping a little bit. But I did like John's point, right? Like, yeah, but what, like, are you aware that some of your actions can make the market go down? I think you could point to like how many Mike Williams rares are on the platform before we saw commons and stuff like that. But what I will say, I mean, like, general thoughts, right? A lot of it sounded good. A lot of what they said sounded good. It sounded like in an appropriate way to address the community. It sounded like a well thought out conversation. It didn't sound like they handled just softballs. You know what I mean? It felt like they really were communicating and addressing. And I think if we're going to give them the benefit of the doubt, that was a step in the right direction. Like, I walked away. I didn't walk away from that being like, you know what? I got to go buy, man. I got to go buy right now. We got to buy the dip, smash the floor, girl dad, like that stuff, right? I didn't do that. But it felt like adults were talking to me about the direction of where they're going. And that, instills a little bit of confidence. But hey, here's the thing. If we revisit this 6 weeks from now, and it seems like they didn't follow through on the stuff that they were laying out, then we can go ahead and be like, all right, what the hell? So now it's on them. It's on them to deliver on some of the stuff that they said they were going to do, even though a lot of it was vague, right? Because they can't get too specific and then pin themselves into a corner and go from there. Jay Bus says, I think there's too many players in the NFL at the moment. Yeah, I mean, I get it, but they're also going to have, like, they have to do that. I'm sure they have agreements with the NFLPA. Like, they can't just only make Josh Allen's. But I get what you're saying. People have PTSD from Top Shot. There we go. NFT news drop alerts. I shared your tweet. You had a reply. Now I forget what it was, but it was really funny. I shared it in the Discord. Tim, go Cubs. Core issue for new users. Simply no value offering other than flipping for product. Market too volatile to make investments. Do you know what's funny, though, Tim? I would say, like, I don't think the market's super volatile. I mean, unless you're buying legendaries that are going down. But if you were buying legendaries to immediately flip, then then that's the same thing, right? You're simply no value offering other than flipping. I didn't think there's too much chaos flipping around in the commons, right? Like, yeah, sure, maybe it goes from like 30 to 20. Which I guess is bad, because then if the next week it goes from 20 to 10, sure. But it doesn't feel, I actually didn't think it felt, I didn't think it felt too volatile. I just think we're having a leveling out from the excitement that we had in late August and early September. Like, I know the Richard Sherman legendary I hit in that historical drop that I flipped into, like, Michael Pittman, Jalen Hurts, CeeDee Lamb, that turned into a pretty big L. Like, all of those moments have went down. I would have just been better holding on to the Dapper, which is the age-old Dapper story. Just flip and don't buy. Oh, Josh W in the streets. Let's go, Josh. We love this shit. You know what? We're going to give away a moment today. People are signing up for VIP. We're going to give away a moment. In order to qualify for this, you need to like the stream. You need to subscribe to Team Hold, which you have to do to participate in the chat anyways. And then you know what we're going to do here? This is what the J Bus Lisa Leslie. That is going to be the what you have to put into the chat. All right. So JBus Lisa Leslie, hashtag JBus Lisa Leslie into the chat for a shot at a Top Shot moment. Anthony Reagan says, how about autograph? I don't know what you're talking about, Anthony. Are you talking about the DraftKings? Yeah, no, pass. The market cap dropped another 3 mil last night. When does it bottom out? Listen, I don't know, dude. I'm not calling the bottom. I'm done trying to call the bottom on stuff. It's too hard. It's too hard. I think you just have to be comfortable losing money. I kind of agree with what Big Ticket was saying too. I think yeah, there we go, J Bus. Nothing but love, J Bus. We love to see it. I think, like, as long as we're having fun with it, it's fine. And I think we have I think we've been down this road before. We've seen it. So just, like, learn from the experiences that we've had. I mean, that's how I've been handling it. Like, I haven't been going crazy, and when stuff like super pumps, I'll probably move off of it and then buy it back in a couple of weeks. But I'm not like refreshing my evaluation. I'm just kind of having fun. Dude, I can't wait for this. Pick will come soon. Let's go. At this point, it's long-term holds. You have to be okay losing 6K value in a month. Oof, oof. If they didn't have this burning mechanism, it would be 10x worse. Yeah, I mean, I think that's true too, right? I think the burning mechanism, I think we're going to see more of it too. Like, clearly they've shown us that they're willing to continue to pull different levers and burn different stuff. And they already said, like, you'll see the playbook's going to get some real adjustments in the coming weeks. And they talked about messing around with burning a rare just to get involved, which I love that. I love that. Even if you don't participate in it, I love it. And I think that's the only way to address what's happening right now with the rare floor, right? Because the rare floor has been fugly. And part of that has to do with some of the rare players they are, but other, like Deontay Johnson, a good wide receiver, is going for like 30 something bucks, right? That's tough. That's a tough scene. And regulator with the right point. At least we'll have something to complain about on Monday. It is wild. I think even 1 week where premium is burned, one rare will give a really jolt to the market across the board. I think so too. It's funny, man. I think because of the way they have handled themselves, both in their actions and in their words, right? Like, I think in the way that they have continued to tweak playbook shows us that they, and it's not just to what the users are yelling. Like, it seems like they have a real roadmap, if you will, of how they're attacking playbook. And clearly they're able to address on the fly supply and how they're going to be doing drops and all that stuff. And so both their actions and the way that they're communicating how their actions are going to affect us has given me a little bit more hope in the long term. Or it's just, you know what? It's given me less panic. Like, I don't care as much. I'm not as angry because it seems like they are. Angry is not even the right word. I'm just not as like washing my hands of it and just like, okay, I'm done. It feels like it's so condescending to say it this way, but it just feels like there's adults in the room. And that's a difference, man. That's a difference, right? Like, they're not tweeting out weird shit, like when they talk, we listen because of how they do it. Right. And that goes back to everything we've ever said about all of this stuff. Right. And hey, maybe you disagree, right? Maybe I'm like so far backed into a corner in my take that I'm like unwilling to see what's in front of me. But to me, there is a stark difference in both how the community's reacting to stuff like what we saw yesterday in NFL All Day than if we had seen something similar in Top Shot. But I'd be curious. I'm curious what your guys' thoughts on that. And I'm not trying to start shit, or I don't want anybody tagging anybody on Twitter. I just really think like you can see the difference both in how they approach it and also how we approach it because of how they do it. I don't know. Rasmus says the value of my 100-yard package this week was sub 100. Either they need to provide better playbook rewards or make the challenges easier. Well, Rasmus, what I will tell you, I think it will start. I think with it, I can see what you're saying being sub 100, but this is what I would push back on, Rasmus. I feel like, yes, it was sub 100, but you also spent less than you normally do on this, unless you bought everything from scratch. But like, yes, the playbook rewards are going down, but so are like the market in general. What else we got here? Don't forget, you can write off your loss. There we go. You can write off your losses. Yeah, you're right, Chuck. Get those likes up. We're up to 53 entrants. You got to like the stream, subscribe, and like. We're up to 76 though. We're moving. We're moving, Chucky. We're moving. Would love to know the percentage of all day users that did not come from Top Shot users. I think it's I don't know. That's a good question, actually. I know there are quite a few people who found it for the first time that didn't come from Top Shot, but I don't know what that actual percentage would be. Man, this is good. When associate, dude, you guys want to check on the association? I don't even think we need to check because it's just always 0.001, We can check on the association, though. Shout out the NBA Association. Another NFT, but on the Ethereum wallet. That is also bad. Let's see. La-di-da-di-da. It is 0.018. Ooh, baby. That's nice. That is nice. Look at that. 49% unique users. We love to see it, dude. Let's go get them. God, look at Davis Bertans. Actually, I think we should have to read the names like it's written. Nasri. Sorry, that scared the dog. We can't do that a bunch. I don't know. It is always fun to kind of go back and check that out. Oh, Stan giving Tony some love. Do you know what my favorite thing is, dude? I love the people that don't get what Top Shot Tony is and that reply like some real stuff. I think it was T Sunrise P1. I think that's who it was. But oh no, whoops. Damn it. Let me go back to this. Here we go. Twitter's doing this weird thing where it takes me like 20 tweets down. Here we go. So Live Token just said there were 32 new users, and then I put 32 new users, and then bang, Magic 32. Magic Johnson. There you go. Bang. Good Top Shot Tony tweet. But this is my favorite. Daily percentages were actually from the same day a week ago. It's like, no shit, man. No shit. Jump shoots big on Nas. Naked says, I still can't believe I finished the top 50 spot in the Celtics leaderboard for one of those pieces of garbage. Hell yeah, baby. Hell yeah. The Latvian laser. Let's actually check ballers too. You guys want to check ballers? I feel like we haven't gone to Ungaya marketplace in a while. Let's go see what's going on in the Ungaya streets. Just always nice to go back. Goes back to our roots. You know what I'm saying? MFL trade now. Ooh, 139. 139. That dude TK on Twitter must be losing it because his favorite thing to say was like, they're still above mint. Dimension still at 49. That's pretty good for a free mint. Sneakers, flunky flunks, drivers. There we go, guys. I've requested this before, and I apologize for the repetition, but All Day Anthony needs to make his appearance soon. I know we do need All Day Anthony, guys. You know the thing with All Day Anthony, I'm tired. I am tired. I am doing a lot of content. That's the problem. That is the problem right there. You should cover the Gaia Top Shot Challenge. I don't think I'm going to cover anything on Gaia anymore, honestly. I don't think I'm going to. For a couple of different reasons, but I don't think I'm going to. All right. What else? You guys want to? Let's actually look at the. Man, I thought I fixed the sun situation here, but we're just gonna have to go like this. Let's go over and take a peek at the duos. Right, the duos hit the market. No, they didn't hit the market, but we got some new ones that came. I think the Miami Heat one is supposed to be fire. Let's go take a look at. I think it's the Top Shot community, right? I forget what the handle is though. Hold on, sorry. I thought I had it pulled up. I don't. NBA Top Shot community. Is it this one? Yeah, it is this one. All right, here we go. Celtics is pumping from Top Shot. There we go. That's good. Love to see the challenges. Did you have the guy dude on stream? Yeah, I did, Eric. I did. Let's look at some of these moments, and I want to talk about the captain's program a little bit too. All right, here we go. So we get the Detroit. Oh, they listed them all in here, or just 1, 2, and 3? Oh, right, because those are automatically guaranteed. So here we go. We get the Pistons right here. We got the dynamic duo of Cade Cunningham and Sadiq Bey. Sadiq Bey, who's starting over Bojan Bogdanovic, which I actually was surprised about. The Detroit situation is going to be so interesting this year. I don't know why. I know we talked about this a little bit yesterday, but there you go. There's some Sadiq Bey and some Cade. Let Cade cook. The Chicago Bulls. I heard some good feedback about the Chicago Bulls one. We got D Rose, prime D Rose. No, I don't think so. They're talking about starting or playing Duran and Isaiah Stewart together. There we go. There we go. Nice little finish right there. Nice little finish. Man, Prime D Rose is just so athletic. Yeah, these are the duos that are coming out today, I believe, Getty. There we go. Good finish. Joakim Noah's game is just so freaking ugly. So freaking ugly, but shout out Joakim Noah. What else you got? I was excited. You know what? I'm not even going to watch the Hornets one. Kyle Lowry and DeRozan. Who we got here? This one, I think this is just like a feel-good story for the Raptors fans. You know, the Raptors are just excited to have their boys back. The boys back in town. I hope DeMar signs a one-day contract with the Raptors as his career winds down, you know? So there you go. That is wow, I almost just ended the stream accidentally. That's the Raptors one. I thought, was Miami Heat out here? I wanted to see. Oh yeah, here's the Miami Heat one. Let's check this one out. What else we got? Yeah, as a Raps fan, love this moment. That's what I thought. Here we go. LeBron, just like a freaking freight train. Speaking of freight trains, did you guys see that Ja Morant highlight from last night where he just like smoothly put the ball around his back and then leapt? It was, man, I'm so excited for basketball. I really am. I really am so excited for basketball. So those are the duos that are hitting the market next. Let's actually check the dynamic duos and how the pricing's going, just so we can see what's going on here, to see if me yelling at people has motivated them. So Celtics is up to 270, Cavs 269, nice. Portland almost at 200, Bucks 185, OKC 155. What's the cheapest one? The Hawks still at 110, 115. At least it's north of 100. At least it's north of 100. But yeah, Raptors against the Hornets. LOL. I know, ugly scene. I wish they banned layups from Rare. That's a funny take. Let's see where we're at for the giveaway. Only 60 entrants, boys and girls. Like the stream, subscribe. J-Bus, Lisa Leslie, get it into the chat. Please, we need another dynamic duo rant. I don't think I have another one about that. I don't know. People were trying to talk me off of it. Listen. I don't know. I don't think I have another rant. I want to shout out. There was a lot of tweets yesterday or 2 days ago, I can't remember, about the captains and all of the work that they're doing in the like with all the people going to games at the beginning of the year. I think that's awesome. I think that's awesome. I think it's awesome that that's what's happening right now. I kind of got a controversial take though. And I don't know. I feel like people aren't going to like. Well, I don't know if they'll like it or not. I feel like the captain should be a paid position. I think the captains are doing a lot of work. I also think JP should get paid more. Let me throw that out there first. Let's start with that. I think JP should get a fat raise because JP is doing the Lord's work coordinating with so many different people who are volunteers. And wrangling volunteers, speaking as someone who has been grinding the comedy scene in New York in both sketch and improv for the last like 7 to 8 years. It's really hard to get people to come together and do something for free. It really is. It's hard to get people to fill out Google Docs. It's hard to people. Not only is it hard to get people to schedule stuff, it's hard to get people to actually follow through with what they've scheduled to do, right? Because there's no like sense of accountability to be like, hey, I need you to follow through. And I'm not saying the captains aren't following through. I think the captains are doing an incredible job. And maybe the captains only end up being, like a year-long position, and then they get another captain to come in. I'm thinking about all of the work that the captains are doing to bring in real life utility to NBA Top Shot, and then for, and I think they do get, like, I'm sure they're able to like go to these events, and hopefully their costs are covered to go to these in real life events. And I think it's great. I think what they're doing is great. And I don't want this to get misconstrued as like the captain's program needs to change, because I don't. I think what they're doing is incredible. Again, as someone who runs a community for fucking peanuts, I totally get it. But wait, I'm with Limsey. 1099 from Dapper makes you different than us. Wait, what do you mean? Wait, what's the comment? Well, Top Shot is funding the captain's program. At least the captains are part of the community. I trust them more than I trust. Okay, yeah, no, totally. I agree. I'm just saying, I don't mean to say that they shouldn't be allowed to collect on Top Shot. I don't mean to say, like, I don't think them being paid in a way. I'm not trying to say that they should be full-time Dapper employees, right? Maybe their contract. I don't know. Maybe it makes it way more confusing to do something like that, right? Maybe that's way too challenging. I just think for the amount of like, here we go. Here's the take. Tell me what you've seen NBA Top Shot do in the last 3 months and what it didn't have to do with the captains. Like, tell me in the chat right now, what stuff we've seen from NBA Top Shot that was like, whether it's in the community or whatever it is, without it including captains. Because the one thing I can think of, and maybe I'm forgetting it, the only thing I can think of is the coordination they did down in Orlando or outside Orlando with the court, the revitalization of the court with they partnered up with the Magic, right? So outside of that, and again, this isn't me dunking. I'm not trying to dunk. I'm just saying it feels like a lot of what is being propped up, at least what I'm seeing, is what these captains are doing, whether it's taking people to games, whether it's having in real life events, whether it's doing like charity work like the Hawks have been doing in the community, right? I don't know. I'd be curious. Cade. Okay. Yeah. Cade and Magic. Okay. Yes. Cade and Magic. You're right. Cade and Magic. They did do the tapped in for those top collectors for both Magic and Cade. You're right. I should take that back. I take that back. There we go. What have the Heat done? I don't know. I don't have a list of what everybody has done. And again, I don't want this to, I can't stress enough. This isn't a FUD related thing. This is a pro captains thing. Pro captains, pro JP. I just think what they've been doing has been pretty incredible. I love what they've been doing. Captains deserve pay, but changes dynamics if they are paid. Volunteers are no longer volunteers. Tough. You're right. No, totally. But if captains become top, well, no, this is what I'm saying. I think there's a way to do it. I was paid to like host some stuff for them a while ago. I could keep collecting. You know what I mean? That didn't. I think there's ways to do it. I don't know. Just throwing it out there. I'm also willing for this take to be bad. I'm willing to be wrong. I know that surprises people, but I'm very much so willing to be wrong. But anyways, that's what I was thinking of. They could get monthly stipends. Yeah, maybe if paying them is too much of a hassle, they can reward with moments. Hey, you know what? Maybe they do get packs too. They need a captain. Well, no. I don't think. I think they're doing a great job like managing the captains. That's not what I'm saying. I think they're doing a great job managing the captains. I can't stress this enough. Pro what the captains are doing. Pro what JP is doing. Again, give JP a raise. I think what JP is doing is incredible. Janie mentioned metrics for captains, but have not seen any updates. Yeah. Well, I think it's probably hard to get metrics for what they've been doing because most of it was in the off season, right? We didn't have a ton of stuff happening during the season. So I think you probably get more metrics once the season starts, after people start going to games and things like that. But anyways, I hope that's not misconstrued as FUD. I'm pro. Borland was asking, where's that comment? Will there still be a J Light ticket show today? So both J Light and Ticket aren't able to make it today. And I've got I actually have a meeting at 12:30. So what we're gonna do instead is the happy hour. We'll just be back at 3, and we'll talk a little bit more about the wide world of Dapper. Maybe we get a Dustin sighting, all of that stuff. All right, here we go. Let's fire up the giveaway one more time, or to remind people one more time, like the stream, subscribe. And then as we get ready for the giveaway, let's remind the people this sick ass show we got going on over here. Okay. Look at this shit. So Tuesday, the 18th from noon to 8 o'clock, we've got hot content coming at you. We've got Katie Heindel from Basketball Feelings, Sam Esfandiari from the Light Years Pod. You know him if you're a Warriors fan. The Top Shot Hot Boys are coming by, Skeets and Trey. We got Eddie Ricari and Shady, who you know from some of the drops that we've done. Maybe you met a couple of them in Vegas for Summer League. Harrison Fagan from SB Nation. Tyler Parker from The Ringers coming on. Molly Morrison, who, again, the meme god of Twitter in the NBA world. We got Josh Gondelman, famous comedian Josh Gondelman. Sean Hyken from the Rose Garden Report and Bleacher Report. Casey Kiernan from AM Hoops. We got a lot of stuff coming at you. So make sure you're here on Tuesday. I'm really looking forward to it. I feel like very rarely I like really ask you guys to do stuff. Need you to be there on Tuesday. Need you to turn out on Tuesday, okay? Tuesday's a big one. Open slot, time save for Coach AC. Listen, I would love for Coach AC to come on anytime. Seriously, open invitation. Would love to have him come on. Would love to have him come on the show. Same goes for Top Shot Shark. Would love to talk to both of them. Get them both together. TS Tuesday, need a pulse out of Top Shot with the season start. Yeah, I don't know. We're not going to be talking too much Top Shot on Tuesday. It's all there right now. Until maybe when LG and the real Phil D come on towards the end when we're giving away a bunch of Top Shot moments. Maybe Taron Killam will be available. Good Lord. Good Lord. Thoughts on the Russ Huddle video. Yeah, for those that didn't see it, it was the pre. I don't like to like overreact to stuff like that, especially like who knows what was happening. But yeah, Russ, while everyone is getting hyped at the beginning of the game before tip-off, Russ is just off by himself. It was kind of wild to see that. Was very wild to see that. But it did make me laugh. I'm also going to be doing, pay attention. We're going to have an announcement today just of like what you just saw. We'll have like the full graphic about the show and have all the guest tag. We're going to fire up a couple of giveaways. I don't want to I think I'm going to do like a Jaylen Brown debut giveaway and an Embiid debut giveaway. So I'm going to go, but it's going to be, there's going to be some, did you just announce an announcement? I did. I have learned from Top Shot, but yeah, we'll have a couple of giveaways that are going to be fired up. So get ready for that. Oh yeah, there was also one that was after a play too. There was after a play. I'm not going to read too much into it. Russ doesn't have a choice but to try. You know what I mean? Because I think if he gets moved for like a James Harden-esque thing that he did in Houston, it's not gonna end as well. Wob had some clips that had, yeah, there we go. See, yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. I mean, it's not too. I'm not freaked out about it. What else we got? Anything else you guys want to hit before we get out of here? We'll be back again at 3:00 with a 10% beer. That's what I'm going to be having at happy hour. I'm going to try to get drunk by 4. So we'll be back at 3. Hopefully, I think I'm going to have some more So Rare information by this afternoon, so it'll be a good time. All right, let's spin this giveaway. If you win this thing, shoot me a DM either on Discord or in the Twitter sphere, and I'll fire over a moment. 71 entrants. Here we go. Shout out Jay Buzz for being a good sport about everything this morning. Appreciate y'all being here all week long. Friday, we made it, y'all. And it's going to Joe Oliveira. There we go, Joe. Big win for Joe. Love to see it. Congrats to Joe Oliveira. Again, appreciate y'all being here this morning. Like the stream. Do follow all the links. If you haven't, I'm gonna share this link one more time. You guys need to create an account. All right, just go create an account. Be a good sport. Get us a little kickback. You get a free extra moment if you sign up. When you buy your first 5, you'll get a 6th moment. Go sign up now. So Rare team hold. All right, we'll see you this afternoon. Everybody better be here for happy hour, right? Happy hour is going to get wild. I'm telling you that right now. We out.
Well, the Top Shot streets are